ETH, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And if you refer to our analysis, we have been looking for buy since the price was here. And right now the question is whether we can consider this one as a flat. And this is we cannot, usually we can, if we want to put this one as a last way, we have to see one move up. All right. Now, the thing is whether we should look for buy or sell. First things, we put this one in relative to the previous one. If we refer to the indicators, we see we have a divergence. All right. That's why we need to be really careful. If we get any flag, we can look for one more drop. And in that case, we want to see whether the price can break the previous low or not. That means the possibility for this one turn to a correction relative to this for the next drop is very high. All right. And right now, we are not really interested to look for sell, even if when the price was here, we mentioned we want to see whether the price can break the previous top or not. As you can see, we get one move up and then the price drop. And mostly in the bigger picture, we could be looking at this, right? And still we can look for continuation as a corrective. And if we want to look for buy, we have to see the reversal as a sharp move flag. We will take the trade. Having entry there above here or here is not a really good idea. If anyone wants to put the entry, the only way is to put the entry above here. And in that case, we want the sharply price tag break and continue with the price tag. We see it's not moving. We shouldn't keep the trade more than 2 hours, but it's not really good trade setup. That's why I mentioned if we want to look for buy, we prefer to look for the reversal as a sharp move flag. We take the trade and we need to see the breakout of this zone if we want to look for the buy as a long term, because at this point we can consider this one as a flat, as a first wave correction, and we can consider this one as a last swap. Even this one is very short in relative to this, but since we have a divergence, we need to be really careful. The best things is if you see the drop price tag, the lowest price of this one, this move, then if you see the price cannot reverse, cannot continue, then any reversal from there we will take it. Or if we get any correction drop, we can put our entry above here. All right. That's why from now, if you want to look for buy, we don't have any trade set up for buy. We have the best things is we wait. The only thing is we look for the reversal as a short move flag, because if the price reverses a corrective move, we can confirm for the next drop. All right. Anyway, we don't see any trade setup either for buy or sell. And we start with the daily chart. And based on daily chart, we mentioned we're looking for the reversal. And with the breakout of the previous top, the targets we have been looking for is as a long-term 5.5 following by 7K. But from what we can see here, still we can expect this one turn to a more complex correction before we get the next, before we see the continuation. That's why the possibility for the next drop is very high. That's why we mentioned if we want to look for buy based on lower time frame, we have to wait. The reason is we cannot consider this one in relative to this for at least the next drop as a corrective move. All right. By the way, we don't see any trade setup for buy or sell, and we have to look for this one. We want to see how this one can form. And what I suggest, we have to wait. And if I move to 1 hour chart, and the only thing is we wait, we see how deep this one can go, whether this one can break this low or not. If the price tag the previous low, then any reversal, it can give us better opportunity to look for buy. In this case, we don't see any trade setup either for buy or sell. It doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here, but these are mostly we can expect to see the continuation as a corrective move. That's why if you want to look for buy, the best things is if we see the reversal as a sharp move following by flag, we take the trade. That's why this is the reasons, since there is moving really corrective, having entry there above here or here, I won't suggest it. Anyway, just to make it very simple, we don't see any trade setup for buy, and we have to wait. We see how this correction can form before we make a next trade. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.